Welcome to the BUZZ Expo. We are happy to introduce you today to Catharina Fischer, consultant at Tourismuszukunft from Germany. She will give you an insight into the German market, like how do the Germans want to travel now and in the future. Catharina, first of all, it's great to have you here with us today. And
thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. And before you start talking about the German market and the current situation regarding travel, tell us a bit more about Tourismuszukunft and your work there, please.
Yeah, of course. So Tourismuszukunft is a consulting network in Germany. So we are mainly based in Germany. Actually, we are based in Austria and Switzerland as well, because we have no office, no a traditional office. We are a network of different people, 12 together at the moment. And we work from home or on our way to the customers or wherever we have to go. And we help the tourism industry to be successful on digital. So we have a lot of destinations in our portfolio. So currently, of course, we do a lot in Germany itself. So we're helping the German destinations to restart and to manage their new role they have actually, and all the issues which are now on the agenda regarding coronavirus. And but we did this in the past for many years, and we have actually a broad portfolio of knowledge and projects, not only for destinations, but these are our main clients, but we also do work with tour operators, airlines, and travel agents. And we just want to, move them forward with digitalization, because it's a big issue, as we know. But at the moment, actually, we have another big issue to deal with. And but digitalization can help us in some way. And and I think I will show you some insights from the German market in a way, in a general way, but also in a way what we see now at the moment. Because as you might know, Germany was the first country for the Germans to travel. And all the destinations in Germany, so the states, the regions, the cities, of course, have the focus on the Germans. As well, and but with that said, it's not like that you just click and you restart everything.
Mm-hmm. Of course,
there are a lot of issues, regulations, and all these kinds of things, I think, have an impact on the traveler, and will have an impact further on the traveler if the Germans go abroad in the near future. So I think, I can speak about this in some seconds. And just to myself, some few words. I'm in the tourism industry for 15 years, and I worked at several enterprises, tour operators, at Fraport, which is the company running the airport in Frankfurt, and also worked for the German National Tourist Office for a while. And since 2015, I think, I'm with Tourismuszukunft, and helping mainly destinations, as I said, to be successful in digital with content strategies, digital strategies, tourism strategies, new products, defining target groups, all these kind of things. Yeah.
That's interesting. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's a lot, actually.
So we're looking forward to learn really more about that.
I hope I can give you some insights in the short amount of time we have. So I'd like to share the screen. Can you see it? Perfect. Yeah. Okay. As we have just half an hour, more or less, I just get right into it, to be honest, to give you the most of it, actually. And I have here a very recent study or survey by Forsa. You might know this company. And this is really a really current view on the situation right now. So if you would ask the Germans, what do you think about your next vacation? You will get these kind of answers, more or less. And we see that also in our projects at the moment when we talk, and we do actually interviews at the moment also with the Germans. So just over a third of the survey participants with specific travel plans, so 35% wait and see. So unfortunately, yeah, this is quite amount of people, but it's logical, to be honest, because the situation, the whole situation is still uncertain. You get a lot of different information, even in Germany itself. And you have, for example, a lot of different situations, even in the states in Germany itself. Some of you might know that Germany is, of course, one country, but we have different states. And in the different states, you have different kind of regulations regarding Corona. You have different kind of levels of things you can do or not do when it comes to Corona and when it comes to travel. And these kind of things, of course, stick to the people. And then you have the situation abroad. You have the situation in Europe, you know, you see what, how other countries deal with it or not, you know, and you get all the kind of different kind of informations from the other countries. And you have, of course, the overall kind of, announcement from the government for the Foreign Office of Affairs here in Germany, which of course say at the moment of, yeah, you can travel in Europe, but it's still not a normal holiday. Keep that in mind. Yeah, if you want to travel in Europe, you have to do that and this and that and this, and you have to take care of your insurance. You have to be sure what to do on site and what not. You have different kind of processes when you arrive in a different destination. And so, of course, the people are confused. They're just, you know, like, oh, I don't know exactly. You know, I just wait and see. Actually, Germany is not too bad to travel either. You know, it's a nice country. Yeah, you know, we have mountains, we have coastlines, we have islands, we have everything actually. So I just wait and see. 27% stated that they would like to cancel the entire trip they booked or have already done so, unfortunately. And these are specific, or these are a specific kind of group of people, which, for example, of course, had to go in short term. You know, we have over 11 million short terms plans at the moment. So people, over 11 million people are on short term. And this, of course, has an impact on the financial situations of the people. And of course, with the uncertainties overall and with the uncertainty, you know, do I have a job in 3 months or 4 months? You know, do I have my partner has a job? And also with the uncertainty when it comes to the daycare, for example, you know, kindergarten, school, they are open at the moment, but we are not in full kind of work here, you know, or they are not in a full kind of running, to, I might say so. For example, the kids are allowed to go 2 hours per day in schools, for example. It's not a full day. So you have really to handle these kind of situations with your family and with your work and, you know, all these kind of things. And so many people say, okay, I unfortunately have to cancel it. And we just have to wait how, you know, especially the economic situation will develop. 50% of the survey participants want to wait and see what the tour operator suggests. And this related or refers to people who actually are not so concerned about the virus itself. They say, okay, it's there, but actually they're not so afraid to get it. They still want to travel. They're really keen actually to travel. And they, of course, have the money. You know, they're not so, have not so huge impact regarding short term or regarding the general economic situation, which of course we do not see the full impact yet, you know, so we are just in the beginning, unfortunately. But they, you know, got all the information, all the confusion we had in the last months regarding the tour operators, you know. Are they allowed to provide vouchers or not? You know, do I get my money back or not? What is it if I cancel the trip? What is it if I cancel part of the trips? Do I get the full service if I do the trip? All these kind of things, which are actually not clear, and that's why it's information, or really good information, is so important at the moment, leads to the fact that people just wait and see what the tour operator is doing, and they do not have to handle it for themselves, you know, in a way. The tour operator has already canceled the trip of 12% of those willing to travel. This refers, of course, to the months of the lockdown, and especially also because the restart of the destinations in Germany started in the middle of May. Since 15th of June, we are allowed to travel in Europe again, not all of Europe, but a huge part of Europe. And with that said, of course, trips, they had to cancel trips because they were not able to realize them. And this also refers to trips who go further apart or further abroad to out of Europe. And because the office of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has the announcement that until the 31 of August, we are not allowed to travel out of Europe. So of course, these trips are cancelled at the moment. 5% want to rebook their holiday for later this year, or next year 4% or have already done so. This is not a huge number, but it's understandable because no one knows what next year is. We all try to figure out what the next 3 months maybe will bring us, and no one knows exactly what the next year will bring us. So it's understandable that we are not really keen and jump into the, I don't know, uncertainty of maybe doing a trip or not doing a trip. And here's another kind of interesting study I brought with me today, because I think it gives you more kind of deeper insight in a general behavior regarding the Germans, with the facts and figures we have seen here in the first slide. You get the situation regarding really the next travel. And here you get a better situation what the Germans think about travel destination and what they want and not want for the next travel. And the first point is actually not surprising. So 63% for them is Germany on the top of the list, which is actually not surprising. Germany was always on the top of the list for the Germans. But this number has increased and it will further increase, unfortunately. It's not so a good message for all the other destinations in Europe, but it's really understandable. And the most important fact why this number will increase is healthcare. The fact that people feeling safe in Germany. And you might have seen this lists with the safest countries in the world with Corona, and we are on second place after Israel. And in Europe itself, we are on first place. So even if the Germans are really critical sometimes regarding their own healthcare system, it's actually not too bad, So, and we went more or less not too bad, through this crisis, and people got that, It's pretty safe with the coronavirus to travel in Germany. Germany is not a big country. You can go from the north to the south in 8 hours by car. So even if you have a problem, you just jump into your car and you drive to your hospital, where you maybe have the certainty to have a certain kind of doctor or whatever. So this safety factor is really, really crucial at the moment. So this is relates also to the last point, for example, People feel not safe at the moment to go by plane and to go to a foreign country because they are not really sure, if something happens, how is the situation in the hospital, how is this with the insurance? What do I do with my kids, when I get ill and they are healthy? And all these kind of things are really an issue. And especially the Germans always really have an eye for safety and want to feel secure, especially when they travel. That's why we have package holidays, and which is the number one product when it comes to travel, because it's safe. You have an insurance and you get back from the country to your home country. But with all these uncertainties now, it's pretty logical that the Germans rather stay in Germany. And I think we will see not a huge difference until the end of the year. Maybe next year in the beginning, we see maybe slowly this number decreasing again. But actually for now, it's Germany. It's on the top of the list. At second, actually, we have Austria. So it's the second choice. And then Germans think about to go to Italy maybe, but that's it at the moment. More than half of the survey participants are drawn to the German coast, which is actually maybe not this big of news, but keep in mind that many of the Germans cannot do their beach sand holiday, you know, which they did in maybe Greece, in Italy, whatever. And of course, this is a logical development. They try to go to the coast now, which is actually for Germany or for the German destinations a big kind of change, because the Alps, the south of Germany, are not in so high demand as the coast at the moment. So we have really crowded a coastline, which is actually not good, because yeah, they have to handle the people at the moment. City breaks have lost a bit of their proportion. It's actually not so big, to be honest. The Germans really want to go to cities still. First of all, Berlin, Hamburg, and then Munich. But keep in mind, these are cities where you can do other things than to go shopping in a museum or in a attend a festival or a concert or whatever. So cities where you really have this core city product have really an issue at the moment, because there's no other things to do. You know, no one wants to go shopping in 3 hours with a mask, you know, on their face, and just have to limited access to shops and all the stuff. And of course, we have no theater at the moment, no cinema, no festivals, no events, no opera, whatever. But actually the cities who can offer other kind of possibilities, so have big parks, surroundings, green areas, can combine a kind of product with the outdoor, you know, where you have, can do sports, whatever it is, they're really on the forefront here. And I think this will stick to the people in the future, because we will not have ever a city experience again as we had before. So the whole city product will change really for a long time, or even forever. And if you have an eye on what are the Germans do now in the cities, you can implement that to your own city, maybe abroad in your destination, and maybe change a little bit the offers you have on your website or whatever. And 39% of the Germans want to avoid contact with others on their next vacation. This leads also to the less air travel, because sitting next to one, I'm not so sure about this. But this has also other impacts when it comes to digital services. So during the lockdown, we actually had a huge increase in digital services. So online streaming, of course, but you know, streaming your fitness class, you know, doing the video conferences, all the stuff, but also contactless car services, you know, meal ordering, all this stuff. And I think this will stick to people, and actually it does. So we see at other surveys that people want to do that more, because they actually got the idea how convenient it is and how easy it is. And but this is actually an opportunity for the travel product itself, because many of the hotels, at least in Germany, are not allowed to have a buffet and to have food service. But you can offer meal delivery. Why not? You can add this to your product and charge for it. Why not? Or many hotels are not allowed to open their spa area or their fitness rooms, but you can offer it as a digital service. People, got the idea that it's really actually really handy. You know, you have a personal trainer with an app or whatever it is, and you can talk to them whenever you are at the location, or when you do the outside exercise, whatever. And so I think here is a really huge opportunity to upgrade the product at the moment with digital services instead of the offline services, or the offline services which are not possible anymore. So rethink your product with that, because the Germans are really now ready to use it, which they weren't before. But the whole kind of mindset has changed during the lockdown. And as I said, 41% want to do less air travel in the future. Number one way of traveling at the moment is the car. This is the number one way of traveling, because I don't have to wear a mask. I'm in my own car, I feel safe, I don't have to worry about my kids, I don't have to fill out any forms at an airport, whatever it is, I just can drive and have fun. And if I want to go back to my home country, I do it, you know, it's not a big deal. And so unfortunately, it's not good for sustainable mobility. So, and even the Deutsche Bahn, so the railway in Germany has big issues at the moment. to get the trains full again. So, but it's understandable, and we have to deal with it, and we have in a way also rethink the product. So many destinations in Germany have big issues with, crowded car parks, and all the stuff which they hadn't before, and they now try to implement apps on all the tracing systems to to handle these situations. But so we have a kind of another over tourism, I might say so, which we hadn't before. But I think Germans will stick to their car for a long time, and they can, because they can go with their car to France, to Italy, to Austria, to Switzerland, and all the other countries. It's no big deal, even to Norway. So car is unfortunately at the moment the #1 choice. And I just give you a quick kind of insight here, a deeper insight. I can't get to it in detail. But if you really think of doing marketing now in Germany, and if we really want to target the Germans, you have to dig deeper, and you, of course, have to do your image campaign. It's important to say we are back and we are here, but actually you have to dig deeper. And I think it's the time to do so, because with this pandemic and with this different economical situations and with this different kind of things regarding safety issues, regarding regulations in the different states, people have different kind of expectations at the moment. And it's not like the situation as we had before, oh, I booked my beach and sand holiday for 2 weeks, all inclusive, and I'm fine. We don't have this anymore. So we really have to get into the details. And you see here actually the social groups in Germany, and all these bubbles are different kind of social groups and like people actually in Germany, with a certain economical financial situation, with a certain education background, and with a kind of certain values and what is important to them. And just to make it really brief, as lower the bubble is, as lower the income is, as lower the education is, and as lower the interest in general information, economic situation is, as more or less not so sophisticated the social status is. As higher you get, as more income the people have, as more education, as more international perspectives that they have, and so on. And if you see here, are you concerned about your personal situation at the moment, economic situation at the moment? You see that actually, of course, the higher income groups are not so, of course, concerned about it, but especially the middle is concerned. So not the lower income groups, they are concerned, but the more red the bubble is, the more concerned they are. But actually, these are the groups for the sun, beach, holidays, packages. These are the people who book those things or have booked in the past, and they have really some economical, situations at the moment, and they are not sure how they will or how they will recover in 3 or 2 months or whatever. And so it's really important to dig deep in those statistics and to really rethink what kind of marketing actually you're doing now, because these people will either stay in Germany for now or will not travel at all, most of them, just to give you a really broad view here. And on this other slide, this kind of survey is the sinus milieus in Germany, is the name of it. They asked those groups, Corona will have a critical impact on your travel, yes or no? And you see the proportion on how much less they will travel in the future. And you have here with, just let us get back to the middle, minus 33%. And this, of course, is because of the economic situation. But it's, of course, also about the uncertainty regarding my job. Even if they're not in short term, it could be that they will lose their job, because many of those people in the middle are working in the tourism industry itself, or are working, for example, in the automotive industry, which, of course, has a problem at the moment. And overall, we are an export country. So, we have big issues when no one wants to buy our products anymore, and if the world has a problem with the pandemic, Germany has a problem, you know, and so it is really, I think, important now to dig into these target groups and just have this general view, but really, you know, look deeper who actually can travel now and who is able to travel now and who is able to travel in maybe 3, 4, or 5 months with all the economic, especially the economic developments we see right now. Yeah, so just let me give you some conclusions. Overall, the desire is there. Germans want to travel, and they want it as always. You know, we are actually a travel nation, I would say so. It's like having a car. You know, having a vacation is a must, to be honest. But of course, the situation is not so certain, and we do not see the full economic impacts yet. So unfortunately, we have to wait until we see them fully. A second wave is expected, so keep that in mind. Many people think there is a second wave actually, and we had some lockdowns in Germany last week because in some regions, you know, the numbers went up again and people were not allowed to go out of their home. So we see that the virus is still there. There's no normal holiday. So even if we want that, it is not the fact, you know, and you see that also in the media. Yeah, you get the impression from the government, you can travel, but keep in mind, you have a virus there, you know, so there's no normal holiday. And the health awareness has increased. So as I said, one of the biggest points to get trust again and to regain trust is to really point out that your country is safe and that the people are safe and that you have, you know, a certain kind of process and kind of regulations to keep the people safe, actually. And overall, I think outdoor wins, because many people, that was actually the only thing you could do, you know, during the lockdown, and people will stick to it. Car wins, unfortunately, it's the safest place to travel. Contactless wins. So think about your product, your services to make them contactless, meaningful digital services to add on to your product, feeling secure wins. So this will stick to us for a very, very long time, even I think forever, and Europe wins. So after, of course, people are travel in Germany again or doing that now, they will get to Europe again, but from my perspective, in the beginning of next year. That's it. So if you have any questions, or I don't know if you have time, so I will stop the sharing now.
So yeah, that have been really great insights. Some that I, for example, at some point didn't even think about. So I think it has been a very, very interesting topic for all our viewers here. And of course, because we don't have that much time, but I would give everybody the information. Catharina has her booth at BUZZ.travel. Yeah, so whenever you need any information, you can connect with her, send her a message, or request an appointment that you can talk. You see, Catharina is a very, very nice person, I have to say, and I really love listening to her. So feel free to get in touch. And information for everybody, just in general. You can do that, of course, with everybody that has their booth here on the platform, or even if they don't have, contact them in the normal member list. So everybody here is happy to talk. Everybody's happy to do business. And well, we all need to kickstart in the end. Yeah, that's very important. So let's share information. Let's share ideas like Catharina did that. And yeah, let's bring everything forward again for everyone. Yeah, I think this is very important. Catharina, thanks a lot. It has been a pleasure having you here, and hope to talk to you soon again.
We will, I guess.
Sending the best wishes. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Thank you.
See you. Bye bye.